Hey, comic book community, Longbox Love Affair here. I have another comic book haul today, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. This is a note. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that button down below. And also feel free to leave me a comment if you think anything about this comic haul, good, bad, indifferent. So today, I have $140 worth of comics from one dealer at a small comic con that happens in Annandale, Virginia, about once every month or two. I haven't gone to this con in quite some time. And why haven't I gone? I've slowed down. I've slowed down my collecting and spending. I had some big purchases, non-comic book related, earlier, or later, I should say, in the year, last year. And now it's January 2025. So I have slowly dipped my toe back in. I had a free morning. I got there slightly after the con opened, and I did a lap. And I walked around the convention. Half of it's sports cards, and half of it is comic books. And it's in a fire hall, so it's a not a huge space, but it's bigger than a small hotel ballroom, you know. It's a great space for what's there. A lot of it's modern. There are some silver and Bronze Age dealers as well. There's a couple dealers that have dollar books, 50-cent books, or what have you, and those are always the ones first people go to and rummage through. And sometimes it's new stuff, sometimes it's not. I usually these days do not hit those 50-cent and dollar bins. I'll peruse them if I'm done with everything else, but I typically don't spend a lot of time there because the books I want are not going to be in those discount bins. And I'm not buying books to flip them, to sell. Now, yes, I will sell comic books, especially if I find one super cheap and can make a deal, make $1 on it, make some more money on it. But that is not my primary focus. My primary focus is my collection. So before I show these books, I just have to say I did the lap. I went to some of the new folks that are setting up shop there that I hadn't seen their stuff before, and I knew right away with some of those new folks I was not going to buy anything, and actually I wasn't even going to look at most of their inventory. Looking at the prices on some of their books, it might be worth $5, might be a $20 book. That price was inflated 200, 300, 400%. I saw a $5 or $10 book for $75, and I was like, done, I'm out. So you have to know what you're hunting for, and you have to know the price and do your homework, because I don't know what this person was smoking, but they wanted top dollar beyond the top dollar, and it wasn't going to be happening. I hope someone didn't buy it, because that's just robbery. So I ended up shopping with one of my favorite dealers, Carl, at this comic book convention. Carl always sets up there. He has modern books priced appropriately. He'll often give you a deal, especially if you buy a bunch and are a regular customer. And so I went and spent the time, and I went through every book in his box. And keep in mind, I haven't been to this convention in months, so I knew most of what I was going to find today was new to me, or kind of just a refresh stock, because I think that's one of the reasons I stopped going, is I don't need a lot, and the stock doesn't always change. Sometimes it does, but Carl always has great stuff and a lot of variants, hard to find books, and you'll see in a moment what I picked up. So I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a 7-book comic book haul. I bought 7 books for $140. His price stickers, it was $175. He quoted me $140. That was more than fair. That was a dollar amount I had in my head, and I appreciated the deal. And I'm sure Carl's watching, so thank you, Carl. So seek him out. He's usually in the entryway if you are visiting Annandale, Virginia at one of these cons. It only costs $3 to get in. So the first book I found 2 copies of Wolverine 27. So not just Wolverine 27, but it's a Jim Lee cover, and it's a newsstand. Really nice copy. The back, there are definite spine indents. But again, keep in mind, I didn't pay $15. If you kind of, there's a discount on everything. So I got everything for slightly below the asking price. But this is a book, if you remember, I posted a haul from when I went to Tennessee, and I bought 1 through 26. Or sorry, 2 through 26 for like $60, and they were all high grade. This one's not quite that grade, but it's a nice book. It's one I've wanted back in the collection. I may have had this in the collection many years ago, not any longer, and I want to add this to that set. So Wolverine Volume 2, Issue 27, iconic Jim Lee cover. And for those of you with Sega Genesis, I think it was, I remember when I had my Sega Genesis gaming system, this was the cover of one of the games. I think it might have been a Wolverine game, not an X-Men game, but a Wolverine game. And I had that. Love that. So awesome comic book cover. A book I didn't know existed, but when I saw it there, I needed to pick it up, was X-Men 2099, the gold variant. And this is a really nice copy. Now, there might be a spine tick here or there. It's not a beater by any means, but it is probably one of the harder to find variants. Maybe not hard to find, but I haven't seen it. And so, while I'm not an X-Men 2099 collector, I do like the rarity, or the variants, I should say, of this, and it was a really nice copy. I love X-Men, so this is a good one to have in the collection. Not the mass-produced blue foil, which was the main one that people could buy back in the early 90s. I picked up 2 Invincible comics. So Invincible 57 and Invincible 62. So this is part of the Conquest storyline. This cover is not that remarkable. It's not the one, I think it's issue 60 or 61. That's the first appearance of Conquest. It has to be 61 because this is Conquest Part 2. It's one of my favorite storylines from Invincible. I did have the full run, sold most of them. I still have my issue number 1 that was damaged and returned back to me. But yeah, as I find Invincible books, I pick them up because I think these will be hot for some time. I kind of am cobbling together mini sets of storylines and stuff. I have the hardbound stories that I want to reread at some point, but it's just kind of a fun collect, again, since I don't have these in my possession currently. The last 3 books are Savage Dragon books. So a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, I sold all of my Savage Dragons, and I made some decent money, and I was trying to make some money at that time. Now, when I find them in the wild, especially those that are issue 100 and beyond, I'll pick them up. I regularly read Savage Dragon when it comes out every month or so, whenever Eric Larson puts them out, but I was happy to find 3 books, and one of them has been a ghost for me, and actually sort of a little bit of a hunt. I've had it on my radar and I've just never found it, and there's none on eBay. So the first one, issue 137, we got Madman on the cover, really nice condition, really nice book. Again, anything above issue 100 is a little bit harder to find. Some are super low print run. I also picked up 119. It's punching out George W. And the last book in this haul, and the one that I was super excited to find, was issue 100. But not just issue 100, this is the second print. It is a super thick book. You see that spine. And so hard book to find, and none on eBay right now. He had it listed at 80. Again, I got a discount on everything. But this is a super low print second print. And did he do any earlier second prints, or was this his first second print? He's done some variants to the earlier issues. So, one that you probably, if you are a Savage Dragon collector, you may know about this, but you might not. So this is one that was in the bins. I was like, whoa, I need to snag this, and was super psyched I did. So I've been on a Savage Dragon kick. I've been picking up some of them. I was out of town. I did a little bit of hunting in the Eastern Shore, in Rehoboth. So yeah, I didn't find this there. I found this at the local con, thanks to Carl and his booth. If it wasn't for Carl, I would have left empty-handed. I wouldn't have made a video, and no one would have been the wiser. But was excited to do a little hunting and have some success there with books that you don't normally see. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to be putting out another haul video very soon, but stay tuned for that. I have a CGC unboxing. The books are at my office, so I need to go pick them up tomorrow and see what grades came in. And yeah, that's my story. So appreciate you being here today. And hey, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. That's always wonderful. And then leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I do my best to respond to those that are asking questions, and then loving the other feedback that people provide. So have a good one. Take care and keep collecting. Bye-bye.